in Vermont. Today, her family and detectives are still searching for answers.
How could a vibrant 17-year-old vanish into thin air after a routine shift at a quiet Vermont inn, leaving her car bizarrely crashed into an abandoned house? Was it a random abduction, a drug-fueled betrayal, or something even more sinister lurking in the shadows of a small town? For over 2 decades, the disappearance of Brianna Maitland has haunted investigators, her family, and true crime enthusiasts alike, with tantalizing clues that lead nowhere and theories that twist like rural backroads. Join us as we unravel the chilling details of this unsolved case. The Bright Spirit, Brianna's early life and independence. Brianna Alexandra Maitland entered the world on October 8, 1986 in Burlington, Vermont, born to parents Bruce and Kelly Maitland. Raised on their family farm in East Franklin near the Canadian border, she grew up alongside her older brother in a rural setting that fostered a love for the outdoors and a strong sense of self. From a young age, Brianna trained extensively in jiu-jitsu, building not just physical strength but a resilient spirit that would define her. She started at Missisquoi Valley Union High School before switching to Annesburg Falls High School as a sophomore, navigating the typical ups and downs of teenage life in a tight-knit community where everyone seemed to know each other. By her 17th birthday in October 2003, Brianna craved independence. She moved out of her parents' farm to live closer to friends, attending a different high school about 15 miles away. Her mother Kelly later shared that there were no major family conflicts, just a young woman eager to spread her wings. However, stability proved elusive. Brianna bounced between friends' homes before settling with childhood friend Jillian Stout in Sheldon, Vermont, roughly 20 miles west of Montgomery. Dropping out of high school by late February 2004, she enrolled in a GED program, determined to forge her path. Balancing this, she worked 2 jobs, including at the Black Lantern Inn, showcasing her work ethic and ambition for a future that included college dreams. Tragedy struck 3 weeks before her disappearance when Brianna was assaulted at a party by former friend Keali Lacrosse. The attack, which left her with a broken nose and concussion, stemmed from apparent jealousy over a male acquaintance. Despite her jiu-jitsu skills, Brianna chose not to fight back, later filing charges against Lacrosse. Those charges were dropped shortly after Brianna vanished, and Lacrosse was cleared of involvement. This incident added a layer of vulnerability to Brianna's life, hinting at underlying tensions in her social circle that investigators would later scrutinize. The fateful day, a celebration cut short. March 19, 2004, started on a high note for Brianna. She aced her GED exam that morning, a milestone she celebrated with lunch alongside her mother, Kelly. Her father, Bruce, was away working in New York, missing the joyful moment where Brianna bubbled with excitement about college plans. The pair spent the afternoon shopping and running errands, a typical mother-daughter outing filled with lighthearted chatter. But something shifted in the checkout line of a store. Brianna spotted something outside that visibly unsettled her. She told Kelly she'd be right back, stepping out briefly before returning shaken and agitated in the parking lot. Refusing to elaborate, Brianna insisted she needed to head home to prepare for her evening shift at the Black Lantern Inn in Montgomery. Kelly, respecting her daughter's privacy, dropped her off at Jillian's between 3:30 and 4 p.m. without pressing for details. Before leaving for work, Brianna left a note for Jillian promising to return after her shift. Driving her mother's 1985 Oldsmobile sedan, she arrived at the inn and worked until clocking out at 11:20 p.m. Co-workers recalled her mentioning fatigue and the need to rest before her second job in St. Albans the next day. By all accounts, she left alone, vanishing into the night on Route 118. The eerie discovery, a car abandoned in mystery. The next afternoon, March 20th, a Vermont State Police trooper responded to reports of an abandoned vehicle at an old farmhouse known locally as the Dutchburn House in Richford, about a mile from the Black Lantern Inn. Brianna's Oldsmobile was backed into the siding, breaching it with the rear end, a piece of plywood from a covered window now on the trunk. Inside, 2 paychecks sat on the front seat. Outside, loose change, a water bottle, and an unsmoked cigarette littered the ground. Assuming a drunk driver incident, the trooper had it towed to a garage, unaware of its significance. Brianna wasn't reported missing immediately. Jillian saw the note on Friday, but spent the weekend away, only growing concerned on Monday. Kelly began calling friends and employers on Tuesday, March 23rd, filing a report that day. It wasn't until Thursday, March 25th, 5 days after the car was found, that Kelly and Bruce identified photos of the vehicle at the St. Albans police station. Kelly instinctively felt revulsion, convinced Brianna wouldn't have left the car that way. Witnesses later emerged. One saw the headlights possibly on between 11:30 p.m. and 12:30 a.m. Another noted a flashing turn signal around midnight. In 2025 revelations, a couple described a tall, stocky man in front of the headlights and a silver or gray Honda Civic speeding up, then braking abruptly. A former boyfriend passed at 4 a.m., recognizing the car but seeing no one. Morning passersby photographed the odd scene, noting scattered items. The twisting investigation, tips, theories, and dead ends. Initial skepticism from Vermont State Police leaned toward Brianna running away, given her recent independence and the party assault. But as days turned to weeks, foul play suspicions mounted. Searches of the Dutchburn house and surrounding woods yielded nothing. Rumors swirled of Brianna being held captive by local drug dealers she knew, but tips led nowhere. An anonymous 2006 letter claimed she was murdered over a drug debt and disposed of on a pig farm. Phone calls alleged she was tied to a tree or dumped in a lake, all uncorroborated. A 2006 casino sighting in Atlantic City showed a woman resembling Brianna at a poker table, but identification failed. In 2012, serial killer Israel Keys, active in Vermont, was investigated due to his nearby property, but the FBI ruled him out after his suicide. The Dutchburn house burned in a 2016 fire, destroying potential evidence. That year, DNA from Brianna's car was announced. Results kept private. In 2022, a DNA match linked to one of 11 previously tested individuals emerged. The cooperative person remains unnamed. By 2024, the FBI and Vermont State Police offered a $40,000 reward for information leading to Brianna's recovery, emphasizing it's an active, unsolved case. Special Agent Craig Tremoroli urged tips, while Detective Matthew Birmingham stressed it's not cold. Private investigators like Lou Barry and Greg Overacker, working with Bruce's nonprofit Private Investigations for the Missing, continue probing, including new 2025 witness accounts of the man and Honda at the scene. The enduring legacy, media spotlight, and families fight. Brianna's story drew national attention, featured on Dateline NBC, Disappeared, and Oxygen's series on Maura Murray, who vanished a month earlier. Podcasts like The Vanished explored the case, and in 2023, investigator Greg Overacker published a book on the search. In 2018, Bruce Maitland founded Private Investigations for the Missing, supporting families nationwide while keeping Brianna's case alive. Theories linger: abduction by acquaintances, drug-related foul play, or a hit-and-run cover-up. Her family's anguish fuels advocacy, with Bruce channeling grief into helping others. As of 2025, Brianna has been missing for 21 years, her smile frozen on posters, a haunting reminder of unresolved pain in Vermont's quiet landscapes. This haunting case proves how quickly life can unravel, leaving families in limbo and communities on edge. Hit like if this story gripped you, subscribe for more unsolved mysteries, and share your theories in the comments. What do you think happened to Brianna?